away.
Yeah. Waiting to fight with this guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good to see you.
Fantastic. All right, well, let's start. Not surprisingly, Sunday's catch, non-catch in the end zone in the Steelers-Patriots game is still the topic du jour. By all reasons, except for one, that was a catch. But that one reason is a big one. You know, the actual rule. The NFL rule says it was indeed not a catch. For that reason, many are now wondering if the rule needs to be revisited. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin certainly thinks so. Take a listen.
We all can acknowledge that all of this needs to be revisited. It's not just that play. You know, we're having similar discussions week in and week out. So as a member of the committee, I acknowledge that, you know, we got our work cut out for us this offseason regarding a number of those things.
Coach, I've never spent more time during a week in the NFL season reading about rules than I did this week, what a catch is and what isn't a catch. My question to you from your point of view, should the NFL now address the catch rule during the offseason heading into next year?
Well, these rules are always revisited, and I think where you stand depends on where you sit. And you heard Bill Belichick talk about the rule. He thought the rule was very clear, and it was fine. And look, I was part of the New England team that had the first tuck rule situation. I think that was well officiated. Now, that's how I feel about it, but people in Oakland feel very differently about it. And with all these rules, there is a significant amount of time that's spent on trying to make it as easy as possible. But these decisions aren't easy. And when it's slowed down, when it's high definition, things that with the naked eye tell you one thing, tell you something totally different at this speed. So should it be revisited? Yeah, all these rules need to continually try to be clarified. But I think it was the right call.
Well, here's my question for everyone, because it was absolutely the right call given the way the rule is written. No one is disputing that, I don't think. No one should be disputing that. We know the way the rule is written, if you're going to the ground, you have to survive the ground. I understand all of that. The question I have for my partner, Chris Carter, or for you, or for both of you guys is this. What is wrong with the simplicity of this being a catch? 2 feet or a knee, you know, the 2 feet part of it, and possession, not the possession like you're going to the ground, just where you control the football. 2 feet in possession. I know it would lead to more fumbles.
Yep.
I get that part of it. But what is wrong with that being the standard?
Do you want more fumbles in the game? We had to make a decision, all right? There was 2 decisions for everyone trying to change the rule that we just changed, all right? I was on the committee. I take a lot of pride in getting it right. So for me, I take it personal that anyone that thinks that we need to change it to something else. Also, I'll take suggestions. Everyone's out here yapping their mouth. Oh, we should change the catch rule. Give me some viable solution.
I just gave you one.
Just wait 1 second. All right? Your solution is not realistic because when is possession of the ball? All right? So you're saying anytime the ball is in either 1 or 2 hands and either you have 1 or 2 feet on the ground, that's possession. So what about the bang-bang play? So you get hit by, you got possession, you got the ball in your hand, as you would call it, a catch, and you got 2 feet down, and then the defender hits you. Yeah. All right? So you know what we have then? We have a fumble. So we had to make a decision. We have to make a rule for when they go to the ground. That's the going to the ground rule. You must survive the ground. And then we had to make a determination as football proceeds, as we throw the ball more, do we want more incomplete passes or do we want more fumbles? And we thought that the game would be better with more incompleted passes than they would with the bang-bang plays. We thought that there would probably be 4 or 5 fumbles per game that wouldn't help the viewer. It wouldn't make the game prettier. It wouldn't even help out the referees. There are 5 bang-bang plays every game, and we decided that the game aesthetically would be prettier without fumbles compared to allowing the bang-bang plays to continue. So it was 2 hands or 1 hand on the ball, 2 feet on the ground, and or a football movement or something that is common to the game. That is the rule.
And when you look at it, if you had more fumbles, the outcomes of games are going to be changed dramatically. No stat is more important than the turnover ratio. So we're debating a game that obviously turned on this decision, but there would be multiple games that we would be debating over the fumble, the catch and fumble situation. Plus you've got guys scrambling around for fumbles. I mean, that increases the chances of injury and and scrums and things like that you're also trying to.
You also
move
got
out.
dead ball whistles.
Dead ball whistles.
The referees.
Subjectivity becomes even greater in that situation.
Okay, so listen, CC, and I can tell you take this very personally, but you asked for suggestions. If you don't like that one, I'm going to ask another one.
That's not a good one.
Well, okay, in your eyes, that's not a good one. That's fine, but I'm going to offer you another one. Why is extending the football not a football move? Why can we not leave it the way it's
Extending the football, it is a football move, but it's only after you've been ruled a catch.
Right. So hold on a second. The reason it doesn't count in this instance is because he's going to the ground.
Yeah, because he was falling.
Right. While falling, you guys determined is not a football move.
No, it's not.
While you're falling, why can you not execute a football move? Why? He has a knee on the ground. He is falling. He has enough possession.
It doesn't matter. You don't even get to that stage, Nick. There's 3 or 4 stages in a catch. All right? Falling, he's got to survive the ground. So you're saying, okay, if you survive the ground, then you can reach out. Yes.
But that's not what I'm saying. You asked for. I understand as it's written now. That's not the case. You asked for suggestions. I am making this.
Well, you don't have possession of the ball.
But you also see how difficult this is. And there's a lot of people with a lot of experience in the competition committee room. And then it goes from there and it goes to the group of head coaches. And then it goes to ownership and GMs. So these rules have been flushed out and talked about and debated. And you try to get to the best space. It doesn't mean that it won't be changed or revisited because there's always these new situations that come up, but these decisions aren't made lightly.
And isn't the goal here to, A, simplify what happens on the field? We want to make it simple, and B, not to slow the game down too much where everything is gone over and over and over. I mean, this took 3-4 minutes for them to determine what this was. Is that part of why they come up with some of these rules in order to do that, to make it easier for the fans, to not slow the game down too much, and to make it more so everyone's on the same page?
The fans are a part of the game, but the guys playing the game are the most important.
Okay.
Because those rules govern how they do their job. But we tend to forget, we think it's just football, but we need to make the rules clear so that the players know how they go about operating and doing their jobs. There's a reason why New England has a no stretching at the goal line rule within their organization. The reason why? Don't put it in the referee. And they know going to the ground is the most complicated part of the catch, no catch rule.
Okay, so you made a very good point. You said make it clear for the people playing. So if this
We tried to make it clear.
You did. Then why does it seem like Pittsburgh either didn't buy into it, didn't know, wasn't aware?
When it happens against you, no one wants to accept it. Mike Tomlin knows the rules. He's on the committee.
Everybody's going to be angry if it happens against you. But at the end of the day, you just want to get it right because you see how much this affects the future in terms of seeding.
Well, according to the NFL, they got it right.
Well, we did.
Right.
And what I'm getting at is the reason you work so hard to get it right is because so many futures are affected by these decisions. Jobs, lives, all trajectories of teams are affected. So the goal is to just get it right as best you can.
When it comes to getting it right, I have one question unrelated to the catch rules, just kind of bigger picture. Do you think officiating was better pre-replay?
No, I don't think officiating was better pre-replay.
No.
I think the ability to go back and try to make a bad call that's an obvious bad call and be able to clean it up, to me, that's a great thing. And the more that you can just let the players decide the game, to me, that's the goal.
And letting the players decide the game, you give the players what the rules are. The rules are clear. There's other rules, too, that we don't like. But if we want to function inside the game, and if catching and throwing the ball is important to you, it's pretty important that you know if you go to the ground, Jesse James, because if Jesse hadn't have fallen, did nobody tell him to fall? He decided to fall because he was nervous. And when he got nervous, that's what put the rest of the play in jeopardy. All right? So he never had possession of the football for what we call it. All right? If you're sitting right there, you're sitting right there. If I hit you in the chin, you fall on the ground. That is not an athletic or a football move. That is called falling. And people have a problem because they think, oh, that's a football move. No, it's not.
All right, Coach, we're going to see you a little bit later in the show. Coming up, forgot Tom Brady and Carson Wentz. There may be a new front runner in the MVP hunt. It's next on First Things First.